I thought I was doing such a good job, and then I just
And
saw
you
my
see a video of
broom, and it's
yourself.
all over the place.
I know. There's a lot of strategy. There's a lot of sweeping involved, but yeah.
Different
and
type of sweeping than when you clean the house. You don't
A
have to have that
little bit
much
more
coordination.
vigorous, yeah. And for anyone who doesn't know, we heard from Tony, who was amazing. That was the guy in the short
You heard
sleeve
us yell, you
shirt.
heard us laugh, you heard him telling
was
us we're
great.
wearing too many clothes.
Right.
But
Well, he's like,
he
I'm
also,
drenched.
I know. He also mentioned that a good sweeper can make the rock go up to 5 feet farther.
Right.
So if you're
Wow.
wondering, oh, does that even really do anything? It does. It really does.
It has to. That's like,
And
I mean,
it's
I feel
very
like-
strategic.
Exactly. I was gonna say that's half the strategy to the sport. My goodness, there is a lot more to that though than you might expect.
Oh, so much
from
more.
watching.
Even just throwing the rock. I mean, you saw us. We kept falling over. It's very hard to keep your
Yeah, it's not like
balance,
you just
especially
push.
with the thing you're holding. And in the Olympics, you don't see anyone holding the stabilizer. So, I mean, they've really gotten that
They
down
make
to
it
a
look
T.
easy. I mean, you
Yeah.
watch that and you're like, okay, this is entertaining to watch, but you don't really think about how hard everything. I mean, just like any sport. But my
Right.
goodness, there is definitely more to that than I thought.
Oh, yeah.
You guys handled it well. All right, well, we have a little more in our 7-day forecast than we have the past couple of weeks, so a little more to talk about this morning, so we'll dive right in. Some changes coming our way. Basically, the moral of this story here is we're going to start to see a couple more storms sliding in through what we've kind of referred to as that storm door out of the Gulf of Alaska here, and a lot of it is having to do with the fact that the high pressure, that ridge that's been so stubborn and stuck over our area, keeping us free of any storms, it's going to start to retreat back out into the Pacific Ocean, so it's actually going to get further away from us, allowing a change in the jet stream pattern. So this by tomorrow will allow that potential for rain and snow showers to dive in through the Pacific Northwest region and impact us here in the Gem State. So that is storm number 1. Storm number 2 looks to be shaping up sometime for the weekend, so we get a few days in between these systems, but I think it's going to be sometime later Saturday into Sunday when we get that second batch of wet weather. We're still several days out from this second storm, so I don't want to talk too much about the details and potential impacts just yet, because I think we have a lot more to learn about this storm in the next 48 hours or so, but we do know that there is something else wanting to come into play here as we carry through the weekend, and then maybe even hints of something else diving in for us early next week. So we're going to keep an eye on this, but overall a more active pattern, maybe looking to return in the short term, and definitely cooler than average temperatures. Those should stick around or start cooling us down. We'll be in the upper 30s by early next week, so we do eventually slide down below average. Here's that next storm. You can kind of see the cloud cover forming out there in the Pacific Ocean. It kind of slides its way down over the next 24 to 36 hours, and that's really going to be the difference, because we've got 2 very different days shaping up. Today, it's all about the sunshine. So this is the future cast. Really, I'm going to hit play, but you're not going to notice much changing except for a few high thin wispy clouds moving through the area. That's because we are dealing with sunshine all day long today. We're kind of locked in with those blue skies. Tomorrow, we're going to start to see the cloud cover increase. And as we get into the middle part of the morning, this takes us to just about 10:30. Wouldn't be surprised to start seeing this winter weather knocking on the door in some way, shape, or form. Up in the mountains, we're going to see a good period, several hours worth of snow. We are looking at relatively light to moderate accumulations, maybe 2 to 4 for a lot of those higher elevations north of the Snake River Plain and the Treasure Valley. But as this moves inland and as it stretches south, we're going to see this stars snow in the Treasure Valley, and then it could change over to a rain-snow mix, or even rain as we carry over into the afternoon and continue with this. A lot of how much falls is going to depend on this transition from snow over to rain, or that rain-snow mix. This is not going to be a monster storm, not a major snowmaker for the Treasure Valley, but if you're making plans to be out and about Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday evening, I think you are going to be dodging some wet weather, whichever type of precipitation it is. It's going to be very dependent on those temperatures. Then by Thursday, we're out of it. So it's a brief little system, kind of zips in, zips right out, and then we're looking good heading into the first part of the weekend. But again, 2 to 4 inches for most of those mountain ranges. I'd say north of the Treasure Valley primarily. This will focus on the Boise and West Central ranges. For us here, up to 1 inch, I would say, is kind of a safe bet for the Treasure Valley. Definitely those grassy surfaces, we'll see a little bit of accumulation there, but little to no accumulation in other spots, and that could include us in Ada County if we see that changeover happen a little bit earlier. So today, again, nothing like that in our cards. Count on the sunshine all the way through, but we do have those changes rolling in. So enjoy a nice, dry, mild day with highs in the upper 40s. Off to a chilly start, though. Plan on low 20s early this morning, so that will feel a little bit brisk. 46 in Nampa this afternoon, mid to upper 40s in the Treasure Valley with 30s in the mountains. As we continue into Valentine's Day, again, we are talking about the potential for some wet weather kind of on and off, but especially that afternoon window. I'd say between noon and 5, 6 o'clock, probably that best chance for the wet weather, but little to no snow accumulation, maybe 1 inch in the hardest hit spots, and then we'll watch out for something else on Saturday, Sunday that'll cool us down into next week.
All right, we'll have to check out the roads once this arrives, because I know even yesterday we had some slide-offs in Canyon County.
Very light snow. snow, and then it just cooled off enough to freeze it over. So
Yeah.
we know even light snow can cause some headaches out there, especially since we haven't been too familiar with those winter driving techniques this winter here in town.
All right. Thank you very much, Denny.